Hello all and welcome. Just having a few minor technical difficulties. Hopefully I will be able to get this sorted out soon. How is everyone? Hopefully no one's got the lurgy. And if you do, keep it away from me. Okay. Trying to get shit sorted. There you go. Shoutbox fine. There you go. I think that's about it. Unfortunately, I Yeah, Lurgy 19, yeah, definitely, mate. Fucking hell. It's all gone to shit, but, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, just hopefully we'll get over that curve they keep on talking about and we'll all be good. Hopefully it's soon because my neighbour upstairs is becoming a little bitch and I'm getting annoyed with him. Oh, I think that's it. Captain Trips. What? What's that? Right, so hopefully I will be able to get something done. This is literally the first time I'm using my new tablet monitor on a stream, so it's hopefully going to go alright, but I have literally no confidence whatsoever. Oops, sorry, that's my screen. Oh, it's not good when you have tons and tons of fucking art supplies on your desk and you've got like no space to do anything. Hopefully we have hit the peak. That's what the government says, but whether that is the case or not, it doesn't matter together. Stupid people are just going to keep on going outside and being dickheads, so it's going to take longer than expected, but hopefully it will all be good eventually. Much better. Okay. Okay, I have never listened to read Stephen King, so I do apologise. That's my ignorance for you. I'm more of a sci-fi man, not a horror man. Right, let's get my glove on. So far, this is what I've done in the past. Not great, but it's getting there. Yeah. Yeah, so this is what I've done previously. But not going to be doing this one today. Create. Yeah, that looks like it. I am going to be doing a Guyver picture, considering it's one of my favourite anime characters of all time. pretty much. It's like, yeah, supposedly that the whole of the Stephen King novels are supposed to be like, yeah, like linked somehow, but you know, no one's ever said like how or why or anything like that. So yeah, but you know, it's like whatever you wanna read, you know. So like, I'm a big sci-fi fan, so yeah, I can't really say much. You know, I'm a big fan of the Dune movie, the Dune stuff. You know, so yeah. Okay, let's zoom in here. And my neighbour upstairs is being a dick again. What an awesome person. Okay, let's get a centre point here. Turn off mirroring. So unused to this. Yeah, that's what I did watch, what's it, The Dark Tower with Idris Elba. It was an okay movie. I'm not gonna, you know, it's like, I would have liked to have known some of the backstory behind it, but there you go. But, yeah, it would have been nice to see some of the, actually know some of the backstory behind it, but as I said, I'm not entirely a big Stephen King fan, so I don't know if it would have really mattered. Okay, put it into the centre if I can. Why is it doing that? There you go. Is that a bit too big? Yes, it is. Let's say about there. Okay. Brush tool, there you go. And we need red. Unfortunately, this tablet is not optimized for this particular program, unfortunately, so I do apologise for some of the fuck-ups I'm going to probably make. There's probably a million and one artist that's going to help kill me. Fucking feminists are always going to have a go at fucking Warhammer 40k, you know, always thinking that, oh, women should be in, what's it, Astartes and all the rest of it. It's like, I suppose, you know, with the new Primaris Marines, you probably could get away with it now, but, you know, it is what it is. It's like, you know, just leave it, you know. But unfortunately, you know, with every other, you know, thing they've done, they've fucked everything up. But just have to wait and see on that one. You know, it would be good to see some other characters in 40k other than, say, you know, Mao Astartes. But you know, that's why they brought out the Sisters of Battle. You know, which are a really good faction all of their own. You know. But, you know, there's always that thing that some people are just never satisfied, you know. My pen is a bit less sensitive. Okay, let's bring that down to, there you go. Time since I've drawn the guy of them. Fucking so fucking long. Partly do this from memory and partly do this from a reference. Just censor Hopefully we'll get more people on, but yeah, I don't think we will be today. Alright, so how are you? Sorry, there's a bit of a lag, so I'm probably gonna not be able to talk to people, you know, as they speak, unfortunately. Yes, I did. Too small. Oh, what am I doing? God. It's been a long, long time since I've done one of these. Sorry for the sound on my mic. Unfortunately, my upstairs neighbour is a dickhead and he likes to make noise. Still messing this up. There you go. How did that go? Yeah, they always seem to pop out of the woodwork. Yeah, a lot of these people wouldn't, they wouldn't watch fucking porn. They're too busy fucking having a go at other people for the way they live their lives. It's like, I am literally all for feminism, but what you have today is not feminism; it's totalitarianism. But nothing gets done by screaming and shouting. So back in the day, there used to be proper protesting, but nowadays it's just like you want to just want to cry about it. So hell, I live in the UK with one of the biggest places for the suffragette movement. An actual movement that actually did something. Whereas modern day feminism it pales in comparison to what those women actually had to go through and had to risk and suffer through. So nowadays it's just like it's a joke. That's looking good. There we go. But yeah, to be honest, I don't normally talk about this sort of stuff because it just brings up internet drama. So it used to be big in the it used to be very sort of opinionated in the atheist scene back in the day, but nowadays I can't be fucked. I'd rather just sit on the computer and do fuck all. Take the piss out of people more than anything else. Oh, I have Twitter notifications. What's going on? Tempted, I could ask you things. Okay, I'll send you a link. Right. Right, okay. 1 second, guys. Just trying to get some more people on in here. Invite, copy, paste, hangout. Yeah, that's why I normally do it. Just. Why look for drama when you don't need to? I have enough shit going on at work. I don't need to have like drama online and shit like that as well. Just relax, have a wank, everyone's fine. Wrong tool. Still getting used to this tablet. Very strange way of working for me. Yeah, true. But, I think it's part of the world we live in. Just fucking people just don't have a backbone anymore. Rather just complain rather than actually, just do stuff. Fucking fucking have a good life and stop pissing other people off, I just don't get it, Let's sort this out. Drop in the 15, yes, fine. Got someone from the Twitterverse coming on, hopefully, to ask me questions, I don't know why. If anybody else wants to come on, you're more than welcome to. Right. That's not that's a bit too small. Thankfully these are just guides and not anything spectacular. I was so used to my old tablet where I had to push down for all I was worth to actually get anything done. Ugh. So good not to have to fuck around with a fucking shitty ass dark tablet. Oh, no, that's wrong. How this goes now. There you go. Yeah, it's always good, like, wanting like equality and all the rest of it, but what a lot of them seem to do at the moment is scream and shout for things that technically they've already got. Well, I know not in all countries, but I know in the Western world, they've got as much rights as everybody else, But I could be misinformed on that one because I don't get into these sort of conversations, to be honest. It's just more trouble than it's worth, I'm more of a you do you kind of person. Yeah, very true. Sticky point at the moment. Okay. I'm just trying to sort this out. Okay. Yeah, dang it. Let's bring the opacity down a bit more. There you go. Still not happy with that. The pressure on this has gone sky high. That's a little better. Oh, hi Jimmy. Yeah, that's no worries. Don't have to keep on saying thank you, dude. It's alright. Yeah. Glad to help out. Okay, that's about right. That's as right as it's going to get for me. Yeah, that needs to be a bit more domed. There you go. That's a bit better. Yeah, that'll do it. I'm not taking, unfortunately, I'm not taking any more commissions for the time being because I have too many Games Workshop commissions to get done, unfortunately, mate. I do apologise. And yeah, I have a new YouTube channel that me and somebody else are hoping to get launched within the next month. So yeah, my schedule's a bit on the busy side at the moment, unfortunately. If I do have time, I'll see what I can do for you, mate. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. Okay. Darken that down a bit. Okay. outside. Oh, smell. Oh, pardon me. Okay, if I remember correctly, it's got a bit of a chin thing going on. Yeah, that's looking okay. And I think the sensor looks need to be a little bit bigger. Oh, there you go. Anybody there? My Warhammer addiction has taken precedent over things it really shouldn't. It shouldn't do. What's going on here? It looks worth it. Yeah. Unfortunately, as it stands, I have a 6-week backlog. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to help you on that one, I'm afraid, dude. Oh, okay. No, I've always got a Discord. I will have to send you a link as soon as I'm done on this stream. Yeah, that looks better. Right, let's bring some of these lines down a little bit. Yeah, no worries. You can always talk to me via Twitter if you're still on Twitter. You're right there, dude. Can you hear me, mate? Hello. Refresh just in case it's something on my end. Reload. Middle. No, I'm not hearing you, mate. You might have to go into the settings for Hangouts because sometimes you'll get switched. Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll give you a link to my Discord and yeah, we can talk on there, mate. Not you, pig. Still not hearing you there, dude. Unfortunately, Google is shit when it comes to this stuff. Could do it as it goes. Okay, let me just bring up my Discord. Okay. Yeah, I'll meet you in the chat in Discord. Okay, let me put on my Discord chat. So, I'll go into... let's have another one, a voice channel. Okay.
Hey. How are you?
All good, mate. I can barely hear you though, but let me just double check it's not on my end. Oh, try and say something again?
Words and phrases.
Yeah, a little bit low on yours, mate. Might need to bump up the volume a little bit.
Fucking Discord pisses me off with this shit. It's like every other time we pop into this, because we use Discord for our streams on Mondays. So, some reason, I don't know. Check here. Video. How's that? That better?
Yeah, so I can hear you. I don't know about the stream though, but yeah, it's no worries. So how's it going?
I'm gonna cuss a lot because I cuss a lot.
Yeah, go for it. Say it loud and say it proud, mate.
And I'm fucking going stir goddamn crazy right now.
I think a lot of people are at the moment. Jeez.
This was supposed to be 2 weeks of layoff, right? Because I got laid off from my last job right before the lockdown orders came in.
Oh.
And it's for the same reason that the lockdown orders came in. There's no work because of the COVID-19 stuff, right? So I found another job, but they can't start me yet because there's just no work coming in. People are afraid to have people in their house right now.
Oh.
Understand, but be for like 2 weeks. Well, this just ended week 3. So, okay.
I messed something up.
Oh.
My whole stream just went to shit. Wait, no. Sorry.
Is it working?
For some reason, I've got the OBS Stream Deck on my iPad, and I fucking touched something with my elbow. So let me move that over there, so I'm not touching it anymore.
Nice.
Right. Sorry. Continue with what you're saying, mate.
This is only supposed to last for 2 weeks, right? And I haven't had a proper vacation in 2.5 years. Like, proper, relax, freaking reset, and then be ready to go back and go heavy on it. Because summer's coming up. It's the busiest time of year for my line of work, right? So I was treating the last couple of weeks as just a mini vacation, or just as a vacation. And, those 2 weeks turned into 3, and it's turning into 4.
Jeez.
And it's probably going to go until the end of April, beginning of May, when things actually start warming up.
Mm-hmm.
So, going a little stir crazy.
I can fully imagine, mate.
That's really all it is, though. It's like, the isolation isn't bothering me. It's the lack of things to do. Because I can only play Oxygen Not Included for so long before I get bored.
Yeah.
I'm already bored of Conan Exiles. I've played it so many times. I've built so many bases. I've done so many things in it that it's old hat for me.
Yeah.
So I'm not really interested in playing that. Freaking Division 2, I enjoy that, but only when I'm running around with my stream mates. So, it is what it is. I'm out of things to do, and I'm about to start tearing appliances in this house apart and start tinkering with them as something to do.
Well, on my end, thankfully, I've got so many fucking Games Workshop commissions. It's unbelievable. So I'm currently okay, but I can definitely feel that it's starting to wear on me now.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that my wife has demanded of me is that I find a hobby aside from playing video games or shit posting on Twitter. So, and I actually have some devices that I got when it was back in 2013. I was planning on picking up, putting together Warhammer 40k models just to put them together, just for the fun of it, just to have something to do, and I never did actually put them together, because I was always just running out of time, because there's only so much you can do in a 24-hour day when you have 17-hour shifts that you have to do.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know that feeling, man.
Yeah, and by the time the off day has come off, it's just like, I really don't feel like doing anything aside from disconnecting from the world.
Yeah.
So I have a full set of Citadel horsehair brushes sitting here, never once used. We ended up getting rid of the paint pots because, well, they were old and chunky. My wife didn't think they were any good anymore. I got rid of the model kit that I bought to put together a couple of years ago because, well, I started putting them together and then things just never actually finished. And I was like, I don't even know what I was trying to do with this. And it looks like a hot mess right now because I did something wrong.
Oh,
So, thought I'd pop in and talk to you for a little bit, see what you recommend as just the starting out stuff. Maybe people listening in have never done this before and they'll get something out of it.
What, for Games Workshop or
any kind of modeling stuff?
Well, at the moment, the best thing to start off with is always Space Marines, because they're pretty easy to paint. Because even if you fuck them up, it's like most of the time you can just paint them block colours. So You don't have to go super detailed. All the details on the armor are pretty much laid out for you. Yeah, it's like, for me, to be honest, it's like I had only kind of rediscovered my talent for it. It's like beforehand, I was so crap at actually painting stuff. I don't know if you saw the picture a while back. I sort of showed a couple of miniatures I did probably no more than about 5-6 years ago. Then I stopped because I couldn't afford the hobby anymore. And then literally the last couple of months, I picked up...
that's actually one of the reasons why I just didn't continue with it, because I realized that it was just a little bit too fucking expensive for me on my then current salary.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you can pick up a couple of box sets, like the start collecting box sets, which normally have quite a few miniatures in it for the price. Unfortunately, they're not as good as they used to be, because back, say, during the 90s, you could actually pick up a decent starter army near enough. But like back in the day, the Eldar you could probably pick up, I think, for about 45 quid, probably about 55 to 60 quid for you guys. Yeah, an Elder army that had about 10 Elder Guardians, one grav tank, and one jet bike, and a few little jet bikes. And that was like really cheap for, well, back in the day it wasn't cheap, but
no, still back in the day, 50, 60 quid, that's actually pretty cheap.
For Games Workshop, yeah.
For now,
yeah.
you look at an army, any army in 40k, as getting the whole army at the same time, and well, guess what? You're looking at spending about 200-300.
Exactly. Unfortunately, the sort of prices you get now is freaking ridiculous. Like, hell, you could have gotten yourself, or could have picked yourself up a decent, like, beginner game set, like the actual Warhammer 40,000 box set back in the day. You used to be able to get like a whole ton of Space Marines, a ton of Orcs, the beginner set, like all the instructions and stuff like that. Oh yeah, wait mate, while I'm at it, sorry, just try, what's your, Jimmy, what's your Twitter handle, mate? So I don't know if I've got him on there, so I'm just trying to do a few little things here while I'm at it.
Yeah, I'm not even actually watching the stream itself, because then I'd be too focused on what the chat is saying.
Yeah, there's not much in the chat, it's just Jimmy and a few other people that are coming in and out.
Alright.
Yeah, so it's nothing spectacular.
Yeah, I know how that is. We actually we moved from doing our streams on YouTube over to Twitch a couple of weeks ago, and it's an adjustment, but it's better for what we're doing. It's like how we started out with back in, I think it was around the beginning of 2018. No, it was the end of 2017. It's like November 17 is when Buck and I actually started doing streams with Locked and Loaded, and we were just doing what we knew, and that was political commentary and things like that, and we did that for about a year and a half, and about 3 months after we started, 3 or 4 months after we started, we had Pav join us. And then slowly, little by little, we started getting more and more away from the political stuff.
Yeah.
And now we strictly do gaming. We're playing a different game every week most of the time. We just did the full Reach campaign. It was Pov's first time doing Reach. It was it's more fun for us at this point, but you know, we see it a very, very modest amount of views. But now, not so much. I mean, we're lucky if we get 1 or 2 views. But I think a lot of that has to do with this. We were doing political commentary, and people were getting bored. We were getting bored. It could be showed, but now we're just doing gaming, and not a lot of people really know about us per se. So,
so for me, I do this for a laugh more than anything. I'm not really big into like my viewer count and all the rest of it. I just do it whenever I can be fucking bothered to. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, we do it just to hang out, you know, play video games with each other and just hang out with each other. It's never really been about the views or anything like that for any of us, but it would be nice if people found entertainment in what we do.
Yeah. So, I mean, myself, I don't think I'm fucking amazed I managed to get to 100 subs on this channel, to be honest. You know.
Yeah. So, when it comes to painting, do you use airbrushing at all, or do you just stick with the?
I only started getting into airbrushing for certain jobs, like I don't know if you recently saw my Tyrannid that I did.
Yeah, I did see your Tyrannid.
The wings on that are fully airbrushed. Because my normal dry brushing technique just wasn't good enough.
For that big of an area.
Yeah,
because the wings are just solid and flat planes, though, right? Like not flat planes, but there's wide areas of color.
Yeah, well, it's basically the sort of blending, because I wanted to go with the old 90s look. Gene Stealers, which were sort of purple and navy blue color, or dark blue, sort of color. And
I thought they were more of a violet.
Yeah, I think it depends on who did that. I remember back in the day, it was sort of like very dark purples and very dark navy blue colors, and with a sort of like very sort of pinkish color for like the hands, and the sort of there was like a little domed carapace sort of thing on them. It depended on what's it? I think it was the 90s. Yeah, it was the 90s because it was the first one. Yeah, no worries, man. I'm actually it's 1 second. I'll give you a link to the Bacon Reapers chat. Right, mate. Invite people. Invite. There you go. I sent you a link to my other Discord server, which is my gaming Discord server. Might have another person on.
That's all right. I mean, it's your stream.
So I did a bit of artwork for this guy but sometimes last year, I think it was.
Okay. So you do commissions for army painting now, right?
Yeah, it's mostly for friends mostly at the moment, but I'm hoping to try and get a few more commissions if I can.
Yeah. I mean, if you do it well, you might as well get paid for it, right?
Well, yeah. It's like, as I said, I'm amazed at my current level of ability, It's like, I remember, literally when I was doing this the last time, I was getting the skills, but I had no idea how good I could be, because I wasn't really I wasn't giving it enough time and attention, as it were. But now there's some. You're right there, mate.
Yeah, I'm all good. Just at 400 right now and pretty fucking tired.
Yeah.
Just can't get much sleep, but I gotta get up and do some fucking farm work in a fucking hour. but I didn't want to fucking have to hassle you boys to get in here because yeah, I wanted to say this in person, mate. Myself and Rebecca, we really thank you for that commission you just did for free.
Yeah,
You didn't have
serious.
to even do it. You just fucking did it, mate. Like, you just saw your artwork on Twitter before it got banned, and you fucking did it. Just out of the fucking blue, mate. It doesn't happen often. You're a good bloke.
Nah, it's all good, mate. Always happy to help people. If we've got a skill, might as well use it for something,
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you get the time, I go, one, I can pay for it. This is just a personal fancy. Rebecca wants it kind of done up like a little bit fancy sci-fi sort of deal, but also a bit more raunchy, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I will try my best.
Yeah, but I'll give you a personal photo, and you can deal with that with it. It's not a nude pic or nothing, but you can work with it. Sorry to interrupt. I'll just be a fly on the wall unless you want to ask me something. All right, boys.
It's all good, mate. So if you want to chip in, talk, whatever, it's all good, man. I'm just talking Games Workshop at the moment.
Oh yeah, the airbrushing stuff. When you said hybrant,
Yeah, the Hive Tyrant, yeah.
okay. Was that not a Flyrant or a Hive Tyrant, the regular kind, or a Swarm Lord?
I built my own.
Shit.
It's basically, well, yeah, the one I've got is the Hive Tyrant. I think the Swarm Lord is something different. Actually, let me just double check, so I don't...
I follow you very closely on YouTube, but when I go back on Twitter, yeah.
I see. I see his Twitter all the time. So he's one of the few people I actually do follow on Twitter.
Tyrannic Swarm Lord. Yeah, basically it's a mix between a Swarm Lord and a Tyrant. So yeah, basically a Tyrant, Tyrant and Swarm Lord are pretty much basically the same thing. It's just different little bits and pieces. But basically I put the wings on, one of the massive cannons, plus 2 swords. So it's got 6 arms instead of 4. Yeah, cause I hate doing like bog standard models. I always like to change them up if I can.
No, by all means.
Yeah, it's just
I
like,
do it all the time.
Yeah, it's just like, who wants to do a bog standard model? It's just like, if you can't change it up, then what's the point? Especially when it comes to Games Workshop stuff, because they give you so few options.
Yeah, well, like even when I had that that squad that I was getting ready to do, I wasn't gonna paint it in like standard colors. I was gonna do something that I liked, something interesting and different. Some like the colors that I personally really like. It's like of all the armies and factions in 40K, I think my favorite color schemes is actually the Necrons. It's just that black and gunmetal gray with that acid green.
Yeah,
it's just
neon
beautiful.
Look, yeah, I tried to get that neon look so. On my first 2 attempts with the Necron Tomb Lords, I think they're called.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to get that neon green, but my paints that I was using were not good enough, or I wasn't familiar with the new paints I was using. But with my the barge that I recently did, I managed to figure out the greens a lot better.
Yeah, that barge actually looks pretty freaking nice.
Yeah, so
that's some impressive work from my end.
Yeah, so I wanted to do something to that, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. I wanted to, because the black is supposed to be blackstone. I wanted to put veins of green through it, but I just couldn't do it. My skills were just not good enough for that one. But
yeah, it's just one of them really fine tipped brushes for the line work.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't that. I just couldn't get it looking random enough.
Oh, well, vein work is not random, bro.
Well,
It's just not. It's like someone painting a lightning pattern in the sky. It's like no matter how much you try to make it random, it's always going to have some kind of pattern to it.
yeah.
That's just how the human brain works.
One or two splits, maybe 3, 4 if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Like 40.
Like,
Now on the subject of painting Necrons, since all the injuries and stuff, when I started getting back into painting Warhammer and whatnot, I saw the starter kit of Necrons. It came with a fucking what do you call it? One of them giant spider crawly things.
Yeah, no, I can't remember the tomb something or other. I can't remember the name of them now.
Crypt spider? No,
Yeah.
not the crypt spider. Maybe a crypt spider.
Yeah.
No, it's this. It counts as a large vehicle thing. And after seeing countless Necrons, all just silver or slightly darker silver, a little bit rusty looking. And I thought to myself, how about I just go for Rustrons?
Rusty
So,
Necron.
yeah. And you know what? I even put a little backstory to them. Just one Necron Lord, he's complete silver. He's got his fucking Doom Scythe or whatever it's called. He found the oldest of old tomb worlds. Everything's fucking rusted out and shit. And he just has to work on what he got.
Well, fair enough, man.
Yeah, well, I put little laws behind all my armies because,
So I've got.
if you can't have fun with it.
Yeah, I've got my own sort of blurb for my idea for a future army if I can afford it. But it's basically it's a world that's been that was colonized before the during the golden age of technology. So
Before the fucking crusade and shit, right?
before the crusade, before everything. So basically,
golden age of technology was pre-dark age of technology. So way before everything, even before the reunification of Earth.
Yeah, so basically,
and somehow more powerful.
This planet is populated by nothing but nulls. Like the psychic.
What's a null?
The psychic nulls. Basically, they don't show up in the warp.
Oh, yeah.
So Chaos hasn't been able to get to them or don't know about their existence. Basically, they have all new. What are those STCs?
STCs, yeah, standard template constructs.
So they've got like all the good tech from back in the day.
Wasn't there a planet? Wasn't there a system during the Horus Heresy that had full working standard template constructs and everything? They basically had marine power armor, but for standard size humans, and they got wiped out by Horus.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because it was basically a war of attrition between the Imperium and Horus. So basically,
this was like right before he actually he'd already been corrupted, and he was just biding his time at this point before he actually. I think this was either right before he was corrupted or right before he actually kicked off the heresy.
Let's just get down to the fan lore here. So, what happens?
Oh, what for
I'm
mine?
interested in, yes, I'm interested in your lore story.
Well, basically...
Yeah, I am too. I just was
basically the Emperor found them during the what's it, the Great Crusade, but decided to leave them alone
because they were all nulls.
because one, they were all not all nulls, but also as a backup. If everything went tits up, then these guys can come out and help. But with these guys, it's basically they only help out whenever they feel like it.
No, it's like, why should they help out a whole bunch of non-nulls who are just going to get them killed?
Exactly. But the difference between my lot is basically the Space Marines and nulls as well. Which is
Makes sense.
Which is something.
Sounds like an awful lot like the Jesus.
The problem is
Legion of the Damned.
kind
They
of
just show up out of nowhere.
but without all the flames and the weirdness. But it's basically it is kind of the same sort of premise. Sort of don't want nothing to do with them, only come when they're absolutely needed.
Yeah, it just looks different.
But without all the flames and the bolters that never run out. Actually, I really must do a Legion of the Damned. What's it? A few Space Marines at some point or another, because I love
Oh,
these.
definitely.
They used to be kick-ass, the Legion of the Damned.
Jesus Christ, my mind is not working. I've taken so many painkillers to try and fall asleep today.
Sorry.
Sorry. Has Games Workshop made a Legion of the Damned kit or anything like that? I'm pretty sure they don't have a starter army.
Not a starter kit.
But do they sell individual models?
Yeah, they still do them. They're expensive as hell though, but they still do them.
Neat. I just got myself a Death Watch kill team. Apparently you can mix them into any sort of army, so I'm putting them into the Angry Marine sort of core that I'm making up.
The what, sorry?
Angry Marine Legion.
Oh yeah, I've yet to make an Angry Marine Legion at the moment. It's one of my many things that I want to do.
Yeah, I'm starting off with one of the newer dreadnoughts.
The Redemptor pattern ones, or
Redemptor one. That's the one, and a kill team. Next step after I done paying them up. If the fucking Games Workshop's open again, I'll get a starter kit of Marines.
Well, they do actually deliver. I think they're still delivering at the moment.
Oh yeah, that's right. I can just order online. I keep forgetting about that. I have a credit card.
Well, to tell you the truth, there is an actual one that I want to get online because it's a online exclusive, and that's the what was it called? The Dread Knight.
Ooh, that sounds awesome. I gotta look that up.
It's an online exclusive only for for Games Workshop. So it's just like I so want to get that. So I went into the shop, said yes, I'll have one Dread Knight, please. And it's like, nah, you can't have that. It's all online. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Now, is that a Titan or just a regular Dreadnought?
No, it's basically a Dreadnought for the Grey Knights.
Ah.
Oh, you're right there, Commander. Moist me, daddy, yeah. You disgusting, you fucker, get out of here, you bard. Ben! I'm just get this right.
Who are you, an Ultramarine? Heresy.
Yeah. No, but the Angry Marines have got so much potential. I am actually going to do it. I have a starting Tau set, and I'm going to do Angry Tau.
Angry Tau? How do you make Tau angry?
Yeah.
What color would they be?
Yeah, it's yellow again. Yeah, it's the same thing, but just for the Tau. But
A
the
brighter yellow with angry faces painted on them.
exactly, with as many guns as I possibly can fit onto one model.
Power fist for pussies.
Exactly,
written across written across those rifles of theirs.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's and also it's gonna have like for the greater good with an anime towel girl with tons of titties.
Oh yeah, lots of titties.
Yeah, because
You gotta feed those weeaboos, right?
yeah, it's for the greater good. So Oh, 1 second. Do apologise. 1 second.
What the hell was that?
His phone was ringing.
No, I mean, like, why was that the Big Bang? The theme song.
He really likes Penny.
Yeah, fucking.
It's like every time he sees the actress that did Penny, he's like, "Oh God."
It's just like I fucking had it years ago, and I have not been bothered to change the ringtone. So I'm gonna have to change it over back to my what was it I used to have? The intro to Duke Nukem Forever, or one of the Duke Nukem games.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, boys. My ringtone is "Shake It."
Mine is just a straight ring. I'm simple that way.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's gotta be loud. It's gotta actually catch my attention.
I'm not exactly a straight ring, boys.
That's all right. You fit somewhere.
Hey, you shower with 98 other men and tell me you're not attractive to at least two.
Well, I was in the army, and I can't say I was attracted to any of the hundreds of men that I've been forced to shower with.
Likewise, but there were a couple of boys that really caught my eye. That's no pun intended.
Yeah, it's each their own, dude. Each their own.
Hey, dude, my wife likes it.
Oh, more power to you.
Hey, she does it with women too, so it's good. We got a perfect little yin and yang thing going. I'm really good at pulling people apart. She's good at putting them back together.
Can she make them work again after they've been pulled apart too?
Not well.
Oh.
Kind of like a bad Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was picturing there. All right, so you go out and murder, and maim and kill, and then she stitches the corpse back together for your army. I got it. It's not a bad gig.
It's kind of funny when you say it like that.
I mean, that's just kind of the blunt and honest truth of it. I just don't put a pretty face on it. But again, it's not a bad gig. You both get to do what you love.
I've got to keep my mind in a happy place at all times nowadays. Because I can't see her. She's a nurse. And I'm now 4.8 hours away drive from my house. I'm staying with my parents at their big-ass farm with lots of cows and sheep. And countless fucking chickens, geese, and ducks. And whatever a guinea fowl is, that always seem to want to die. I go out with my rifle just to go shoot some cans or whatever, and they always seem to run in front of them. And so they stand there looking directly at me. It's like, shoot me, motherfucker, do it! I dare you!
Guinea fowl is just a kind of chicken, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's got a long ass neck and not much meat on it.
So like,
but they have really delicious eggs. Yeah, mostly, but it's a lot stubbier.
So it's like you took a turkey and a pheasant and crossed them in some amalgamation of unholiness and got a guinea fowl.
Yeah, it's smaller than a chicken, stubbier than a turkey, but it's got a long neck like an emu.
Well, no wonder they want to die.
They're incredibly fucking stupid, mate.
Yeah, that's a pheasant. That's the pheasant coming out in it. Because chickens are actually kind of smart. Kinda.
Well, they learned their lesson.
Yeah,
after a while.
that's why they're smart.
They're vindictive.
Turkeys are a lot smarter than people give them credit for. But pheasants, golly, they are dumb. They are so dumb.
Oh, okay. This is coming along nicely.
Oh my god, this fucking... all those pills are coming back on me.
Oof.
Not the painkillers, the other 28 I gotta take for the remission of cancer and blah blah blah. Fuck.
So I'm looking at Games Workshop on the website itself to look at different models and stuff. And everything is temporarily out of stock.
Yeah, that's about right.
Every damn thing.
Oh, it must
is
be just.
out
Well,
It must
stock.
be. It must be the. Must be just the imports because it's all made in the UK. So, let me check Games Workshop.
Yeah. Oh wait,
yeah,
hang
well,
on.
Why are you
Space
checking
Marines
that up?
Lieutenant Amulius is not out of stock.
Who the hell is Luminius?
Amulius. I have no idea who this fucker is.
Okay, let me have a look. Warhammer 40k. Let's have a look. If you can actually look at the. Actually, I'll show you the Dread Knight. If you've got the stream up. Where is it?
I do not.
Oh no, it's not
I
Imperial
have the stream.
Knights. It's not the Imperial Knights because I've already got one of them. Grey Knights. There you go. No. It is. Yeah, they're all out of stock on this end as well. So it could be that because their distance in there has probably shut up everything now.
Amazon, here I come.
Oh, there's not actually a great deal on there either, and you're definitely not going to get it on Prime.
Well, I'm just gonna look anyways.
Look at that motherfucker.
Yeah. This one looks fucking awesome. Yeah.
Well, they've got a Dark Imperium box set on Prime, $136. They have a Shadow Spear box set, $148 on Prime. They have a First Strike starter set on Prime. They have a Knight Preceptor Canis Rex on Prime that I could get by Thursday. So they have stuff on Prime, and they have stuff that you could order. They're just the expensive shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because they're not gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna be. They're coining it. This is Games Workshop. They'll do everything so they can get their greasy hands on money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about eBay? eBay, boys. I'm
I
just
don't-
on my phone right now, so.
Yeah, I
can
don't
you
use
just like
eBay.
look at eBay or something?
Unfortunately, I cannot order off eBay because fucking people in my block
No,
of
no, no. I'm
flats.
not asking you. I'm
No,
not
no,
asking
sorry.
you to order, but can you check eBay without an account?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
should
even have
be
an
able to,
account.
isn't it? I thought you could. Oh well. I think you can actually look at links, but I don't think you can browse. But
No,
yeah, there's always
no.
going to be something on there, but guaranteed that a lot of that stuff is probably going to get bought up soon. Yeah.
Oh.
Either's fine. Thanks.
Either way, speaking of models and stuff, what's that new thing with the Space Wolves and the Orcs?
Oh, you mean yeah? I can't remember the name of it, but I so want the new Gazgul.
Something of the Beast.
Oh, yeah,
But yeah, Gazgul looked amazing.
yeah. That fucking model looks fucking awesome.
And then you got this dinky little fucking Space Wolf commander compared to him. He looks like a fucking tank.
Well, you know, come on, the Space Wolves are fucking nutters, you know.
Yeah, but
Like, you gonna try it, bro?
But yeah,
our
Kelly?
kind of nutters, you know that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like against Gazgul with a great big fucking power claw and fucking Dakar up the wazoo. You're not gonna fucking go messing with that, even if a Space Wolf, you know.
I don't know. You get the right Space Wolf.
Yeah. I was really.
It's a very, 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 very lucky space furry if he wins.
I was really hoping that they would have put fucking what's his name on there? Commander Yarek.
Oh yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah, it's like
Like a shit kind of fucking.
I found
deal
a
with
Nurgle
Yarek.
wooden beer mug.
Oh what?
happy Nurgle noises.
It's a wooden beer mug with Nurgle's glyph engraved on it.
Oh, the
Oh,
triple
shit.
circles.
Okay,
yeah.
now I have to make the obligatory fucking meme. It's your Corona mug.
Yeah, I've already done that.
Fucking Nurgle.
So far.
Always gets you in the end, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, too right. mate.
Yeah, sure does.
So far, I am actually very, as I'm basic. The thing I'm drawing at the moment is actually from a model that I saw online. So I'm just trying to see if I can actually draw this thing. So.
Yeah, what were you drawing before? Because I've seen that anime before.
This is the Guyver. So.
The Guyver, that's it. Shit, I thought it was like Fireman or something like that. I couldn't
no,
remember.
Very
the name.
similar.
But yeah, it's pretty much So. You know,
Saga of the Beast, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Saga of the Beast. There you go.
Is it just an audiobook?
No, it's a whole box set as well.
Yeah, it's a brand new box that they've got. So they've probably used the name before. So.
Space Wolves audio drama boxed set.
Oh yeah, so they're coining it.
Yeah.
They're really trying to coin it. Yeah. They brought
Yeah.
out.
Spoiler alert. Guess who wins?
Well, of course, it's going to be Ragnar Blackmane.
So I'm not like a major fan of the lore because it's changed so many times since I was younger and I started getting into it, and I never got into that sort of lore when it comes to Games Workshop. But I've only just started like listening up on a few choice people.
I really like the lore. I'm a lore kind of guy. Gears of War, Halo, freaking Warhammer 40k, Warhammer itself. I'm a lore fiend. I like it. Freaking.
You remember when the time way back in the day, reading the lore? I don't know. I was born in '85, so this is probably I don't know what fucking
So
edition
wait,
that would have been.
a quick age check. How old are you guys?
I'm 33.
I was born in '85.
So I'm the oldest person on the stream. Shit.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, old fart.
Fucking 38, mate. Yeah.
What? You need your pills, Grandpa?
I need my nappy, mate. That's what I need. Fucking had a curry. It's not going down well.
Oh shit, mate. Don't need curry, old man.
Nah, you don't need a nappy. You just need to go get the nurse with the sponge bath and the enema kit.
Oh,
That's how I met my wife.
Which means it's viable.
Well, it wasn't the enema, it was the catheter.
oh.
Same difference, wrong hole.
But anyway,
See, what they don't tell you is that they use the same
whatever
kit for an
edition that
enema
was.
as they use for a catheter. They just don't change the
Oh,
sizes or nothing.
get fucked. You're lying.
Yeah, you're
Way
right.
back
They use a
in
much bigger
whatever-
tube for the catheter.
Whatever edition in '85 it was, 85, '86, I started playing around '88 or when I first started noticing the game and playing and reading all the stories and stuff, the Space Marines lost a lot. You know, I was expecting, oh yeah, they're the good guys, they're gonna win, and holy shit, they're losing, and now they just win all the
Yeah.
fucking time.
Well, now
I
that
think 85 is when they actually. I think 85 is second or third edition. No, second.
Well, that 85 is when I was born, so
Uh,
it was around about 88, 89 is when I started reading.
yeah, I think that was second edition.
yeah,
I don't
But
know.
yeah, they lost an
I guess
awful
it's
lot,
not
and
that
it was
important, but
heartbreaking to a child. You know, it's like, oh, the good guys lost. Oh, all is lost. The stories aren't going to continue. Oh, they keep going. And now that we just win all the time, I'm like, oh, now this is boring.
it might be a bit strange, but I've never actually played a game.
Oh shit!
40
I
day?
played a few games in my day.
Yeah, I've never actually played a game, just because I just could not get into it. I think I went to one fucking one of the shops for like, you know, just because I was interested. I thought, yeah, I'll play a game with what I've got, which was Zelda, and I just took one look at it and I thought, nah, I can't be arsed, I'll just paint them.
see, I like the lore and I enjoy the video games, but I'm too much of a recluse. I fucking hate people. So actually going out and playing a game with people I don't know, nah, I can't be asked to do that either.
Yeah, don't blame me on that respect, but yeah.
It's like
I'm a bit of all three. I enjoy the lore. I love the painting. And if I can get a chance to play a game, but I need to know something less than 8th edition rules, because those ones are fucking confusing, mate.
Yeah, from that's what I've heard, they are incredibly confusing.
Yeah, it seems like a real pain in the ass and more math than my fucking brain damage can take.
yeah, it's just it's not for me. It's like I like making stuff, and I think the lore is really neat to read about, and it's fun to play the game because I can just like play the Dawn of War games or the Armada games, but that's only because I can just pick it up and put it down whenever I want to. I don't have to actually drive somewhere or have someone come over or whatever.
See, I was a big fan of Dawn of War, but only the first one. I think the rest of them are garbage.
I liked the first one. Dawn of War, the first one, is one of the things that actually got me into the lore of the universe. But I also liked 2, but for different reasons. It's like the first one is because it was like a true RTS game, right? And at the time, I still am freaking looking at my Steam library. I have like 32, 33 RTSs. And that's the biggest category by far of what I have. And so I liked it for that. I liked Dawn of War 2 because it was just it was a more tactical RTS. It wasn't a turn-based strategy. I don't really like turn-based where with like XCOM and things like that. I like real time.
Yeah.
So it was fun for me. I mean, there was more in depth. There was more depth to the story of what was going on in the game as well. So it was interesting. It was interesting that they'd actually tried to mimic at least a little bit of what happened in some of the smaller hero-style campaigns where you had a couple of squads that you would go through the whole thing with. So it was interesting. But, you know, 3 was just... 3 was trash.
Yeah, I can't even remember 3, to be honest. It was so
3 was... 3, I still have 3. I mean, I got 3, like, like a week after it was released because I was giving it a little bit of time to see what people were saying, and a lot of people were saying it was trash, and then there were a lot of people who were saying it was good for an RTS if you didn't slap the Dawn of War on it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it and just do my own judgment. And even for a non Warhammer 40k game, it would still, in my opinion, be trash because the AI is trash, the unit design is trash, the balance is trash. It's like they did the whole thing so poorly. It's like Arch Warhammer actually did a review on it, and he actually sums it up pretty well. Where you have the hero units. It's like they were almost trying to go for a Warcraft 3 type thing, where you have the hero units, and they are like really like they're not super all powerful, but they're powerful enough that having a hero unit where the other side doesn't can definitely turn the tides of the battle. But with Dawn of War 3, it's almost like you need the hero unit to do anything because the basic units are just there. You know, they don't really do anything. They don't really add to anything. I mean, you're not going to like flat out win a game with all of your hero units versus all of their hero units and their army, but you're definitely not going to win a game if they have hero units and all you have is your army.
Yeah.
You know, they made the hero units just way too strong. But there's no way to fix it because they also made the non-hero units just so lackluster.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a attack move army, and that's what they designed the army to be. It's just an attack move army, while you micromanage your hero units and do the actual damage with the hero units. So it's definitely not for me, and it's disappointing, really, because Relic used to make some really good RTSs. I mean, they made Dawn of War and Dawn of War 2, as well as, what's the name of that? Homeworld, and Deserts of Caracas.
Oh shit, I
Company
remember
of Heroes.
Homeworld. That was an awesome game.
Yeah. You know, I actually, I've only played Homeworld and Homeworld 2 for the first time in the last couple of years. And even today, they are different. They're fun.
Oh shit, mate! They got a fucking remake on Steam.
Yeah, they do.
That's what I got.
That's the one I got. It's not a remake; it's a remaster.
Yeah, they definitely needed to do that. Cause
but they're making Homeworld 3 right now.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm just hoping that it's just as good as the other.
Yeah, they announced it at the same time they announced Doom Eternal. It just hasn't been released yet.
Let's just hope they don't fuck it up, alright?
Yeah, let's hope that they don't fuck it up, because it's... I was watching...
It's not hard to fuck up a game that's already fucking perfect, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't say that
Homeworld was... formula, just make it better, you know? Make it more potent, toxic. Make it
there
more
are little things...
fuckable.
Yeah, there's little things in Homeworld that... just annoy the shit out of me. But I haven't played it in probably a year, so I couldn't tell you what those things are. But every RTS has one of those little things. For me.
So I played
but that's what makes them lovable.
Yeah, I suppose.
So I played the remaster, pretty much after it came out. Just because I am a long time fan of the franchise.
Shut out there, bud.
I played the original because it was something different, other than Command and Conquer. Obviously it was same as the other game. It was fine. You know, it actually worked on the fucking modern day system. You know, but
Yeah, I mean they made some changes to how the units work and how the army works between 1 and 2, but they're still basically the same.
yeah. But oh, wait, I fucked up on this. Oh,
It's like if I were to actually like fully describe Homeworld 2 or Homeworld, I mean you gotta think about it like Homeworld and it's how its units and composition work is like how Doom Eternal works with its combat chess. You have to deal with the enemies in a certain way while paying attention to the big picture, or else you're going to get, well, ripped in half by behind by a large phallic object.
It's about right.
Right? It's like your fighters are countered by your corvettes. Your corvettes are countered by your frigates. Your frigates are countered by your bombers and your capital ships. And your bombers and your capital ships are countered by your fighters.
Mm-hmm.
So if you send your fighters in against a whole bunch of corvettes and frigates, they're going to get, well, shredded. But it's you just... Sorry, a wild panda appeared and needed a kiss. You got to know what you're fighting, pay attention to what's where, and not make stupid moves.
But that's what was good about the original game. It's just like, it didn't hold your hand. Yeah,
exactly. And that's, it's like even like Command and Conquer, right? That's what I cut my teeth on with RTS. Command and Conquer and StarCraft. But even those, they kind of held your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like basic units.
They start you up small and you work your way up.
Homeworld did that too, but Homeworld was very unforgiving about it.
Yeah. I was about to say, one of the levels on Homeworld in the campaign, I remember it took me fucking dozens of tries as a kid to try and beat it. It was like level 3 or something like that. These other fighters that came out of nowhere just spammed scouts at them. And it never fucking worked.
Oh, the drones, yeah, the alien drones, yeah, fucking, they were different.
Nah, you had to go to some fucking pre-destroyed ship or something.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was the alien drones. Those things were nasty because you have to research a way to kill them.
Oh, that was in the Nebula.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Yeah.
That one fucked me too. But
StarCraft,
the first one, like even a Zerg is like, I just spawn a couple of fucking Zerglings and just spam the shit out of them and you win.
Basically, overwhelm the enemy. And I still love Command and Conquer, and I still love StarCraft and StarCraft 2. They just don't provide the challenge that Homeworld provided, or even Dawn of War 2 provided. You know, it's like it's just there's no question about it.
Speaking of the difficulty, and now I'm remembering too, in Homeworld, maybe even Homeworld 2, I don't quite remember that either. When you transferred from winning your last fight in the campaign, you bring all your units over, they're still damaged, and you got the same amount of money that you're left with, or resource, you know?
Both of them did that. You had a persistence army and everything.
Yeah, it just really screws you if you don't do it properly.
Right.
And then
so, what I always did before I went to the next mission is I always made sure all of my units were fully repaired and ready to go.
Damn,
you know,
right.
And I also
learned that the hard way.
I also did if I was very heavy on fighters, right? But I didn't have that many frigates. I would actually go through and salvage what I thought was the extras, and then top up on like a certain number of frigates and whatnot, just so that I had at least something a little bit composed in case what they throw at me, like at the beginning, was going to be a whole bunch of corvettes, or if they were going to throw a couple of capital ships at me, like right at the beginning. I had bombers that I could actually go and send, so I could actually start building bombers while those ones are out. And it's one of those ones where you really got to think about what you're doing before you move on to the next mission, and really plan.
Yep.
You can't just go to the next mission with a full army of fighter craft or strike craft and then like one or two capital ships. Yeah, that's not going to work.
That's the beauty of the bloody game, mate. It's perfect in a way, you know? Kind of like Half-Life. I loved Half-Life.
Oh, see, I'm not one of those. It's like Half-Life was good for its time. I mean, it was like Half-Life is what Doom was when it first came out. You know, it's what it filled the hole in the market that was there, and it was great. But it wasn't so amazing that I would say that I love it, you know?
Yeah, and on that note, it's about time for me to start jumping on some morning chores. I'm going to feed my puppies and see whatever other quick things I can do, and then I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries, dude. All good. Sorry, 1 second. Just inking. Oh, I am definitely loving this fucking tablet.
Talking about that iPad thing that you got?
Oh, the Huion, yeah.
As your Steam Deck?
Oh no, the what I'm using to draw, I have a Huion GT 220 version 2 tablet screen. So I can do like art and stuff, and I'm loving it so far.
Yeah, I actually got Panda one of those drawing tablets for the computer for Christmas, and well, she doesn't really use it that frequently, simply because she's not a desktop computer kind of person. She likes having laptops so that she can relax in a chair, an armchair or something while she's doing stuff. So
yeah, they're pretty good to have, like tablets for PCs if you're artistically inclined. So if it's just like a normal sort of tablet, they're pretty easy. They're like, this one is actually a monitor that you can draw on, which is like the next step up.
She wants one of those hybrid laptops.
Oh yeah, the sort of Win 10 sort of
and it has the ones that actually have the peripherals that you can draw on it, and it'll do exactly what you're describing.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at it. It's like, how about we see you actually use the drawing tablet more than once every 6 weeks or so before we invest in something like
that. So me myself, it's like this one was about 300 and something, and I really haven't used it since I got it, which is a bit of a shame. But just because I haven't had the time. But now I've actually got more time than I can possibly deal with, so I decided I might as well use it at some point. And I've been hankering to do a stream for a while, so I thought, fuck it, might as well do an actual stream. But just trying to get used to this thing is, wow, it's a curve. It's a learning curve to trying to, how can I explain, sort of like bring the sort of skills that you'd use on a pen and paper to a screen, is difficult to say the least.
Yeah, I've actually had a couple of people say that it's like going from drawing on paper to going to drawing on a screen is a bit like teaching a horse rider to fire a bow from horseback.
No, yeah.
Or rather, it's teaching an archer how to fire a bow while riding a horse, right?
Yeah.
Where it's easier for the other way around, where it's easier to teach a horseman to fire a bow from horseback than it is to get an archer to fire a bow from horseback, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, like, it's easier to learn to draw on the tablet and then try to transition to paper than it is to transition from paper to learning to draw on a tablet.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%.
A couple of people have said that to me.
So, you know, me, myself, I predominantly use, you know, pencil and paper, you know, it's just, you know, what I'm good at, but, yeah, I've always wanted to sort of get into digital art and thought, yeah, might as well try it out, but yeah, it's just like, yeah, there's definitely a learning curve. Just to try and
Necron Tesseract Volt, $158.
Oof, yeah, they're one of the bigger model kits.
Yeah, that is very detailed. Very cool looking, but very detailed. So I'm still scrolling through Amazon just seeing what's there.
But to tell you the truth, a lot of detailing work can be just done with a dry brush. That's how I figured it out. It's like, if you can't pick out every single detail you want, dry brush it. You know, picks out the detail, highlights it for you, and go from there. And it's just, I think from there, it's sort of like, you know, you just sort of bolster your skills that you learn along the way. And, you know, looking at videos has definitely helped me out. There's a guy called, what was his name again? I can't remember his goddamn name now. I think it's Dr. Faust's painting clinic or paint clinic or something like that. And yeah, the amount of tips I've got just by looking at some of his videos is just fucking amazing. It's pretty much where I've got, you know, I've figured out how to paint so far to my current degree, because I've just been watching his videos and I thought, yeah, I can do that, and I just did it. Yeah. I know it's not that it's simple for everyone, but you do get a lot from actually watching videos and seeing how they do it and finding out all those quick little tips and tricks that will get you doing it even faster.
Possibly. Yeah. I like to actually ask a couple of questions here and there to get me on the right track, and then I'll just start looking at videos.
Yeah. Well, it's whatever way you like to learn, you know. So me, myself, the majority of the way I paint is using little tips and tricks, you know, because, you know, I'm not the greatest painter in the world, and, you know, by any means, there's a lot I need to learn.
I learned the most by fucking things up.
Exactly. It's the only way you're going to do it. Yeah.
It's like, alright, so that didn't work. Let's not do that again.
Yeah. It's like faces have always been my bugbear. It's like I just cannot get skin tone right. Yeah. It's either it's too light or the texture of it looks nasty because I've just slathered on tons of paint, or I've gone too thin.
I'd just take a soldering iron and melt the faces off.
Yeah, it's normally best.
It's like, they don't need faces, come on!
So one of the kits I've got, which I really must complete, I've really got to complete that commission, is the Team of St. Catherine. One of the Sisters of Battle. And yeah, the first face I did was, she looks derpy as fuck. I will admit it. But the second face I actually did, even though it's slightly cowled, actually looks like a natural face.
Okay.
I'm actually amazed how well I did it, but it was literally just sitting there for hours on end with really thin paint, just going over it slowly and slowly, adding a little bit more colour.
Mm-hmm.
You know, putting a little bit of blush where, you know, instead of putting like red lips, you just put a very watered down pink to it. So it's just, you know, it looks more natural. But, you know, back in the day, it was just like red paint on the lips. There you go. But, yeah, it's one of those things. It's trial and error, as you said, you know.
I don't think I'm ready to spend that much money.
How much you look? What you're looking at? Yeah.
I don't even know yet, but it's not a lot.
Yeah, what's it? Yeah, I spent way too much on a lot of stuff, unfortunately. Yeah. Luckily enough, some of it I can recoup because it's for commissions. But yeah, if I had to pay for that out of my own pocket, I'd probably start crying.
Yeah. Sorry, my buddy just messaged me.
No, that's alright, man. Unfortunately, this is not the most exciting stream. Yeah, unfortunately.
No, it's not that. I'm actually enjoying the conversation. I'm actually thinking that I might just get one of the larger pieces instead of a bunch of little ones.
Well, the first one I did getting back into the hobby was the Imperial. The Imperial Knight? The Canis Rex.
Yeah, I remember watching you do that one.
And you know, I had so much fun actually painting that, and you know, just doing all the shadowing and all that lot actually made me think, yeah, I can do even better than that. So I think the next one I got was this Qatari, where I started painting. Unfortunately, I fucked it up from the beginning. The spray paint I used was very high particulate, and it just swallowed all the detail. So I had to like go in with like a wire brush and try and rub off some of that paint.
Right.
That's where my first what was it? Tech Priest or whatever it is came from, and two of the Skitari. Then I thought to myself, yeah, let's go with something a bit more detailed. So I bought the First Strike box set, which has like some Primaris Marines, which I still haven't painted, and 3 Plague Marines. And that's where I thought, when I painted those Plague Marines, I thought, yeah, I think I can do a lot better now. Because if you see my Plague Marines, they're not perfect, but they're pretty good for, yeah, if I may say so myself. And I thought, yeah, I'm pretty good. I think I've done pretty well here. And I think then I bought the Orc box set for myself. And yeah, I've put that aside because I'm still figuring out a few things, like how I want to mod them. And then someone wanted Belisarius Cole, which was the big tech priest that I did. And that is the most detailed paint job I've done so far on a miniature. And it came out so fucking well. Yeah, which I really do need to ship him off because he's part of the commission for the Skitari as well. So eventually I will have to ship him off eventually. But yeah, I really do not think that's not probably going to survive the trip. So yeah.
So I found a Knight Preceptor Canis Rex on Amazon, and it is free. It's on Prime, so free shipping and everything. But it's still pretty pricey. I don't know.
How much are they charging you for it?
$133.45.
Sounds about right. I think they're about 95 over here.
Yeah.
But luckily enough, there's for me there's a little comic shop that sell a few box sets for like 20% off.
Yeah, there's a shop not too far from me, but they're closed.
Yeah. So I'm just
They're closed because of all the things going on down here. All non-essential businesses are locked down.
Oh, yeah,
Like I can't even go to my vape shop because they're locked down.
Yep, and that's something I should really take up again myself. I started doing it, but I've just been sitting with work and everything. I've just been too stressed. I've just gone straight back on the cigarettes. So.
I heard the lighter flicking.
Yeah, but I will eventually.
Give me half a tick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Is there anyone on the stream watching, or is it just me on the Todd?
Oh.
Yeah.
How'd you do that? Trying to grab it. Oh. Grab it in a second. Alright. Sorry, I needed to grab a drink and do something for the wife.
Yeah, that's no worries, mate.
Fucking exhausted right now. Freaking was up until 5 o'clock this morning and finally fell asleep probably around 5:30, right when I was getting ready to just say fuck it and get up and make a pot of coffee or something. And
I know that feeling, man. This whole fucking being off work for so fucking long has just like thrown out my sleep patterns. Something chronic.
yeah, it's like I haven't had insomnia this bad since I was last unemployed back in 2018. It's kicking my ass.
Yeah,
It's like it's not even the bringing the money thing in. It's the simple fact that I just have nothing to do.
Yeah, definitely feel that, man. It's just like, as I said, I'm worried I'm going to probably run out of shit to do eventually.
Eddie? Sorry, I'm just going to show her this thing and ask her what she thinks. Yeah, I know it's a little expensive, but it's one piece instead of being like a dozen of them.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be expensive when you said that you wanted to get back into it.
No, this is really just something to give me something to do other than sit on the computer. And...
Yeah, and I want you to do something else, so I'm okay with this.
All right, let me see if I can find the paints that I want. Because if I can't find the paints, then there's no real point. Yeah.
Because all we have is acrylic. I think you need an animal.
Something like that, yes. Yeah. And also the right colors.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, honey.
I mean, if my job was open, it wouldn't be a problem.
No, I just go raid the paint department and say, bill me.
Sadly, Michael's would actually be a better place.
All right, let's see. Let's put that on the back burner.
Oh, God, this program is screwing up on me.
Oh, let's see.
What kit are you?
We'll just go search Amazon direct with this.
What kit are you deciding on?
It's the come on, words. Canis Rex, Night Preceptor.
Ah.
Well, it is one large piece, for one. So, it's... And, I don't know, I'll have a better place to stick that, rather than an entire squad of little Space Marines that can break or fall behind shit or any number of things.
Yeah, the Canis Rex kit is pretty solid. You know.
Oh.
So with mine, I did a few modifications. I've got the proper gun on one arm. I've got the chain gun on the other, but I've got the I modified the chain sword to go underneath the minigun as a bayonet.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
I haven't done actually any other mods to it because I did the faceplate mod as well. Basically, it's the one of the faces that they have for it, as well as parts of another face. So it creates like a sort of bit of extra armor for the mouth, sort of mouth area for it. But there's not a lot of stuff you can actually use to mod it in the kit, but you do get a lot of gun. Well, you get quite a few different gun options for this kit, so it's actually not too bad. I'm trying to think if there was any like really hard, nasty parts to do. I think the majority of it was kind of easy.
Okay.
Yeah, painting it was a bit of a bitch, but it was it's pretty easy to put together.
Yeah. The fun is just going to be finding the right colors.
What paints are you thinking about using, Games Workshop?
Well, I want to go with what I did before, where I had the Necron color scheme. So the real problem is just finding that shade of green.
Definitely go with Games Workshop because their greens are
Citadel.
really vibrant. I have the 80, well, the larger box of what is it called? Army Painter. Army Painter War Paints, and some colours are really good, but some are incredibly watery and translucent.
Warpstone Glow. Citadel Layer 1 Warpstone Glow.
So I think if I remember correctly, if you actually go to the website on, say look at the Necrons, they actually at the bottom of the page they actually have a what's it called, a sort of swatch for the colours they used. So they might actually be able to give you a better green because they've got so many different bits, so many different versions of it now. So I always feel like a noob going into the store because I remember the old blacktop paints, and yeah, so what paint do you want? I want this old colour that you probably won't remember because you probably weren't even alive back then, but.
So it's not even really giving me. All it's giving me is the models.
Oh, might be just on the UK site then. Let me have a look. Okay. Internet.
Paint. Oh, there we go.
Okay. 4K. Xenos. Actually, start collecting because they'll be in there. ones. There you go. Start collecting. Oh, this is the... Oh, this is the... doesn't matter. Okay, emerald green is a nice, vibrant green.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that'll be too light. Because it looks like more of a sort of edge highlight more than anything else. Yep, they have a huge Hexwraith flame. Looks very vibrant. Or you got moot green. What is that's a technical colour. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, Hexwraith looks more like it.
See, I don't even see that color and what they're offering. Browse by paint color, right?
Yeah, I just typed in green and it came up with a whole swatch of
wait, this isn't even the full page. It's just page 1 of 5. Okay, it's hard to see that.
Yeah, Hexwraith or Moot Green look very Necronish.
Yeah, Moot. I see that one.
And all you do is just go down the sort of colour gradient, so you put that in as a base colour, then a little bit lighter for in the centre of the sort of area you want glowing, and then you put in a little bit of like a bit of white with a bit of the green, so it's like a very, very light green, so just to top off the highlight. Go ahead there, Glaby, you're more than welcome on, mate.
I'm actually looking at this moot green. Yeah.
Glaby, we're in the Discord chat on Bacon Reapers. I don't know if you're part of the Discord, Bacon Reapers Discord. I don't know. I'll send you a link just in case. Invite. Copy.
It's funny. It's like they used to have an entire set of like, I don't know, it was 30 or so pots, and they were all based around the Necron color scheme.
Yeah.
And now they don't offer that whole set anymore.
They always seem to decide to chop and change. The only thing is, I tried lead. Everybody kept on telling me lead belcher is a great base color, but when I photographed it, it looked very red.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's because it's the pot that I've got that wasn't mixed properly, but I found it looked very red on a photo. So I went with
Wart Lightning Green actually looks more like the green that for the base green. But then you look at Waywatcher Green, and that looks more like the glowing green. Then I also see Cyberite Green, but that's just a little bit too blue, I guess.
Unfortunately, I do not have...
It's almost a teal.
Well, it's one of those things, it's like, depends on how bright you want the sort of greeny effect. I want it as neon as possible, because it's supposed to be glowing. So I went with like the brightest green I could, which actually wasn't bright green. It was, I put down white first, and then put the green over it, so it would come out more, which I should have done on my first one. penises. What? Shut up. Yeah, so yeah, that's one way to get a nice bright green. But what I did is I did it over black, but I layered it, so it still came out kind of okay. But I might go back and change that up at some point. But yeah, it's
What
fine.
I think I'll do is base layer the whole thing with the white, so that it has more of a grayish sheen to it in the end.
If you're going for
metal.
Yeah, if you're going for silver, I would always go dark. A darker color, because that brings out the silver a lot better.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not. Yeah, I don't know.
And also that would also help you with shading, because instead of like putting tons of say Nuln oil, which gives you a good shade, you just dry brush the silver over the black and it gives you the shading automatically, so it saves a lot of time on painting as well.
True. Alright, let's go back. Where was that thing that I saw? One. Alright, so base layer. Guess a gray would actually be better for a base layer then, wouldn't it?
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, what was you saying, mate?
I said, I guess a gray, for the look I'm going for, it's probably be a gray would be a better color. Then it gives a little bit of light, but also a little bit of the dark.
Well, luckily enough for the Canis Rex, there's plenty of model to test out on, so
yeah,
you can always give it a quick test in one little corner and see how it goes. Or on one of the, just on the sprue itself would normally be a good thing. That's how I normally test colours out, is on the actual plastic sprue itself after I've laid down a base coat.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Let's go with. Dude, I actually can't choose between these two. You've got Dawnstone, Storm Vermin, then you have Warp Fiend, which is probably the closest gray to what I see as gray. Well, then there's also Slanesh Gray. That's actually a pretty good gray.
Now, luckily enough with grey, you can just lighten and darken it as you see fit.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go with Slanesh Gray. That one's a good balanced gray.
See if I have a bit more extra time to myself, I might actually do a couple more sort of Games Workshop art streams at some point in the next couple of weeks. Because for me, I won't be going back to work for at least until the end of May now, so Happy days.
Mm.
Cigarette tie on it.
I can't actually find Slinish Gray anywhere. Somebody came in, but they haven't spoken yet.
Oh, that was... Wait a moment. I don't have my Discord up. That would be Globy. That would be my good buddy, game player, and person that continues to put up with my crappy gameplay. It's an unfortunate thing about me is I find every hole to jump into in a game.
Which game?
Any game. If there's a game and it has a hole, I'll find that hole and I'll go down it.
Yeah, okay.
Even if the developer intended that hole not to go down it, I'll find a way again down it.
So I find that when me and my stream mates are playing, one of us is going to do something that gets all of us killed at least once. So say we're stacking up and we're just out, we're actually counting out how like Division 2 not too long ago. It's like we're trying to take a look and before we actually jump into something, it's like, all right, so take this slow, figure out what's there first so we can focus on certain things, and then one of us not paying attention is like, wait, what? And they're already halfway into the room getting shot at. It's like, son of a... More often than not, it's me.
What has happened there?
But when it's me, it usually works out.
Move layer. Duplicate layer on mask. Why isn't that duplicating? It's wanting to be
boys,
stupid.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of training with the puppies. Trying to teach them to roll over. And they're just not quite getting it. They lie down and they just sit on their side. And it's like, keep going.
Wow. I actually found the old Necron paint set, but it's sold out, and the last time it was sold was in 2017, but they have listed the paints that were used.
Oh yeah.
So Caliban Green, Warpstone Glow, Moot Green, Eshin Gray, Runefang Steel, and Nuln Oil.
Oh, blimey. Yeah. Yeah, Nuln Oil is just the sort of shade, so...
So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and use this to build something and figure it out. I don't want to think too much more about this. I just want to jump into it. Because my head is starting to hurt. And the more I think about something, the least likely I'm going to do it.
Well, lucky enough with Games Workshop paints that they're really forgiving when it comes to mixing, so yeah, you can make up whatever colour you want with them. So I'm a big fan of the Army Painter range, just because they're a little bit more liquidy in Games Workshop. And it's like they have instead of like the pots that you have, they're in dropper tubes. So
right,
you only need to squeeze out what you need, so they'll last a hell of a lot longer, and they're cheaper in the long run. But I would say, if you're unfamiliar with the paints, or if you're getting back into go with Games Workshop paints first, then try other paints if you're gonna continue with the hobby.
That's what I like Citadel paints. I just do.
I've heard that Vallejo colours can be really good, but some of their colours again are either not as good or every paint's got its problems. You just got to find the right ones. What am I doing? I need my brush tool. Bring up the size. Why is that's wrong layer? That's why. Merge down. Okay, it's not. Oh, this is why I like Photoshop so much better than this piece of crap. Okay, so
You know that link you sent me?
yeah, mate.
Little pants, basically. It sent me to a verification website and everything.
Okay.
I'm sure that you're a hacker.
Yeah.
Some kind of dubious computer person.
Yeah, I won't be surprised, mate. I am a bastard, so yeah. Merge.
It made me make another account for your server that I've called Kevin Bacon.
Oh no. Merge layer below, and we've got a full layer. Perfect. Oh, dang it. Bollocks.
I'm smart pig. You don't know me, but I'm the more intelligent, more handsome one out of two of us.
Oh, that's not hard to do, though.
It isn't. You're right.
Bastards. Get wizards. Copy. Edit. Paste. Hopefully that would have done it. Get rid of the red. Perfect. Merge with layer below. Perfect. There you go. No, wrong.
I was watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe chronology collection.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, only 19 movies. Yay! I'm not going anywhere, am I?
No. There it is.
Why is that red? I'll have to delete that later on. Can I be bothered?
Dang it. I was too slow to the punchline. I was going to say because you touch yourself at night.
We know he touches himself at night. That's because you're not saying. You got to be lucky you don't stream that.
Why is this red? You touch yourself at night, that's why.
Alright, I found the paints that I want. Mommy, why are there bad people in the world? Because you touch it yourself at night. Stop it. That's a way to fuck someone up for the rest of their life.
See, I was telling my wife, when we have kids, every time we drive past McDonald's, do not judge me for this, but I'm going to smack our kid right in the face. Because I don't want them eating that junk. I want my kid to be able to kick my ass at 10 years old, even though I'm a one-eyed cripple.
Well, I mean, at 10 years old, he could still probably do it with one arm behind his back.
Hey, I'm a lot tougher than I look, boy.
That's the total. Can we swing that?
Well, see, I've got you beaten both
Gives
ways.
you something to do that's worth doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, social distancing. Stay away from her.
Choose
But I got you beat both ways, boy. If you kick my
Just
ass,
pay the
you just
$3.
beat up a cripple. And if I kick your ass, you got your ass kicked by a cripple.
This'll be
You never
here.
win.
That will definitely
But
be here.
this is the question, though.
Yeah.
Is that Optimus Prime on that
I
one?
can start putting it together. before
That's the
things get-
Guyver.
Typically, when you pay extra for shipping, we should ship it.
Alright.
I would hoping it were at least going to be something from Gundam.
Oh, fuck off with Gundam. Gundam's for pussies.
And I still haven't heard.
Hey
of
now.
it.
Hey now.
Even Gillian all the way, bitch.
Alright. Where was
That shit is confusing as hell.
Well, Gundam or...
Smear?
Even Gillian.
Oh, fuck it, that's a mindfuck if anything is.
Let's raise that a little bit.
You're trying to piss me off, so my blood pressure.
Ah, damn it.
Is it working?
No, I think everything's in my legs.
No.
Why is
Well,
Guyver got a clitoris on
I'm
his
very
forehead?
tired too.
Have you never watched
I'll be
the
right
guy?
back. Some noises might be
Ah.
disturbing, so I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah. It's all good, mate.
Oh my.
The Guyver has orbs on his face that do certain things. The center orb is the control metal, which controls the biological armor he's wearing. The one on his forehead here is a laser that can pretty much cut through anything. The side orbs are like a sensor, so it's like 360 degree sensor array. The ones on his face, like on his mouth, can create like a sonic pulse, which can rupture like biologicals. So like, yeah, if he uses it, like eyeballs pop and stuff like that.
Right.
And he's got a few other ones as well, just for other things.
Remind me again, do you have a girlfriend, Joel?
Oh hell no.
Oh, there you go. It don't matter, mate. You've got to have your interests.
Yeah, no, this is like my version of what's it, like Marvel. It's just like, you know, when I was growing up, I didn't have comics, I had anime. So this is like my version of like Iron Man or, you know, Superman.
I would have said anime would have been more expensive to obtain.
I got it. I started watching it when the Sci-Fi Channel first came out. And I used to play it late at night. I think the first ones I ever watched was The Guyver,
I've seen a
Monsters.
few Guyver movies, but I'm sure he had a horn on his forehead.
Yeah, I haven't drawn that in yet.
Oh, okay.
But I've drawn it in on a red pen, but I haven't actually filled it in because that's a long ass line that's going to take a few attempts to get done properly. Let me bring up my red. Yeah, this is the, if you can see it, this is the picture. It might not come up on the stream too well, but that's my red doodle.
Showing your doodle again.
Yeah, my doodle. But yeah, that's the red sketch I'm just inking out at the moment.
Obviously, I'm watching your YouTube stream, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit behind you.
Yeah, unfortunately I forgot to put the latency up.
I was being rate limited as well, apparently, when I joined.
Oh, fuck it out.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with Discord and fucking YouTube at the moment. Why isn't this working? That's because I'm using the eraser tool. Nope, that fucked up. Nope, that fucked up.
I can't remember his suit being very colourful either.
No, it's a sort of greeny colour. Or greeny blue colour. I just cannot get this line right. That'll do it. Okay, bring that down a little bit. Yeah, it was a sort of turquoisey blue-grey kind of colour. That'll do it.
Did you watch that video I sent to you, that link?
I don't know.
With the guy that was building that Star Destroyer.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I've already seen that.
He puts all that fibre optic lighting inside.
Oh, yeah.
I would not have the patience to do 4 of them. Never mind, what did you put in the 600 strands?
Yeah, won't be surprised, man. Yeah, that's the level of model building I will not go to. I wouldn't have the patience for that. Like, unless it was like a really good model kit. Yeah, I would not be doing that. Screw that for a game of soldiers. Okay, what next? Okay, turn off mirror mode. Bring that down a bit. Oh, critter, why do you want to fuck up so badly?
Alright, I'm back.
No worries.
Sometimes things go quick, sometimes they take a long time. Just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, all good.
Depends if you've got plot.
Plot. Amazing plot.
Oh, I don't have plot, but I do have a lot of plot armor.
Yeah, that'll do it. I'm not the perfect artist, so this is as good as it's gonna get. I'm not gonna get any better.
See, I'm not even watching the stream, so I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, you need to have a look. If you're...
He's doing animated, that's what he's doing.
Well, he's kind of got a titty.
Are you doing it comic book style, or are you doing a proper full sort of perspective?
Sorry, boys. I meant to say I was typing out a text message. You guys were talking when I got it, and I was reading it, and then I just got typing, and I forgot to mention. Also, I didn't want to interrupt, so just let me finish this. I'll be right with you, okay?
Yeah, no worries. Sorry, what was you saying, baby?
What are you doing it cartoon strip style, or are you doing it just as a normal fleshed out colour?
Yeah, it's going to be a full colour one if I can. I won't be able to get it all done tonight just because it's going to take so long. But
I mean, comic would have been easier because you could just you don't have to be as exact with your lines, you see, with a comic. So
I want to get used to sort of line work on this. Okay, how am I going to do this line? Well, that'll do it. Not bad at all. Just thank fuck I've got a glove for this, because then it just goes across the screen nice and easy. And thankfully a lot of these lines are very organic.
have you seen some of the latest news in our fair country?
Oh, what's going on now?
Well, everybody's on to, I don't know if you know him, a football player called Kyle Walker.
Heard the name, but I don't know who he plays
He
for.
plays for Manchester City, but he used to play for Spurs. Well, we've got strict social distancing,
Oh yeah.
and he's been fined by his club for organising a sex party with two whores as well, two
well.
ladies of the night. Can you imagine how much business they're getting now?
Oh fucking hell. Yeah.
You like sort of pick them up and you've got to like stick them in the back of a van and then just look at them from the other side of the room.
Well, that's the thing though. It's like, yeah, they're not going to get done for being prostitutes. They're going to get done for fucking being out on the street, for just being there. Ah, shit. Oh, wrong button. Rotate. There you go.
Some are saying that it might be towards sort of November time when all this gets finished.
Yeah.
Just sort of tell you, just to cheer you up.
Yeah, someone said that today. I kind of saw someone I knew on the street when I went out to go get some supplies.
Unless you're Alan Sugar, of course, and you can just go out and sunbathe in the middle of a park in London.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear. I have a strong feeling that someone who is missing the point entirely is getting ready to try and mock me on Twitter again.
Surely you jest. Twitter's never been used like that before.
So you guys are tracking the whole outrage thing with the whole Resident Evil 3 Jill outfit bait and switch thing, right?
Yeah.
So people aren't pissed off because they can't. Well, most of the people pissed off about this aren't pissed off because they can't look up Jill's skirt, right? They're pissed off because they were promised a classic outfit with pre-order as an option.
Yeah.
They pre-ordered for the classic outfit option, but they didn't get a classic outfit option. What they got was a redesign outfit option where she's wearing a skirt instead of a skirt.
Mm. Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was just a redesign in general. I thought you didn't realise it was actual thing.
Say
Okay.
Say that again. You cut out like 3 times.
Are you
Sorry.
in your beta Discord again?
Yeah, probably.
Why?
I thought it was just a complete redesign. I didn't realise it was supposed to be a pre-order.
Yep, that's what the whole thing is about. But unfortunately, there's been so much poisoning of the well that even people who had... Yep, kinda.
Oh, wait. I didn't hear the last...
I predicted it.
So I didn't hear the last part of what you just said because mine cut out for a second there.
Yeah, yours was cutting out for us.
Yeah, fucking Discord for you. It's fucking shit.
You put a hangout online, didn't you?
Yeah, some people on Google. What's it?
Right.
I don't think Big could get on there.
Wonder why I was sat on there for half an hour and nobody were talking.
Sorry, dude. Oh, God damn, I can't get this line right. Rotate it a little bit more.
And muted.
Oh, the amount of people I've muted in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, they basically... So, all right, so I had this was having this conversation last night with Ansgar Odinson and Silent Swordsman, right? And I went through and I broke down what the whole outrage was about.
Yeah.
The whole thing. And this guy comes in and doesn't even read anything. Just goes, so? Question mark after the first tweet. And then I explain what the outrage was about. And then he does the whole hentai bit. It's like, you'll live. There's plenty of hentai out there. It's like, you missed the whole fucking point, didn't you? So all I did was just respond with the gift where you have this figure and then you have the words, the point, scrolling across the top over their head and muted it. There's no fucking point of talking to this person.
Yeah, if that's the takeaway they get from all of this, then yeah, that's just fucking pathetic. Yeah, just saying hentai is like, no. Just, no.
This isn't about hentai, man. This isn't about being able to look up her skirt or whatever. It's about being promised one thing and it not being delivered. Yeah. And also making baseless accusations or whatever have you without actually looking at anything else being said. I don't even have the game, nor do I even want the game. I'm not a Resident Evil fan. And they're still saying that I'm the one with this problem. It's like, dude, I'm just explaining what's going on. If you want to fucking choose to be some asshat, you go right ahead, but go do it somewhere else with someone else.
Definitely. Okay, that's...
Sorry, boys, I pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, that's all I did. Okay.
So, when I was done typing out that text message, just sent it off, turned the fucking chat back on. I came back to something about asshats.
Oh, yeah.
Ass hats everywhere.
Are they comfy?
No, not really. I mean, it might be for them. I just don't know how they breathe.
Huh. I thought they might just be some sort of like thermal gear or something.
Yeah, it's a bit
Keep you
funny.
warm.
It's like asshats and bollock caps.
Yeah. You got the ball earmuffs and the ass hat.
That reminds me, I've got to wash my bottle cap.
You mean your mushroom container?
Yeah.
Another thing, just on the Warhammer subject, you guys know about the, I don't know if it's a fan faction or what, but Black Dragons, Space Marine chapter.
No, I think they're actually canon. I just...
Yeah, they're canon. I just don't know
Oh,
much about them.
shit. Yeah, I'd be dying to buy a fucking pack of them, you know? Or if anyone can, like, convert them or something. I got a whole bunch of Chaos parts, but I just not sure how to use them with the current models.
Oh, where's my mouse pointer gone? There you go. It's gone 3/4 across the screen. What the hell? There you go. No, I said that way you go. Right. As if I remember correctly, they're a successor chapter to the Salamanders. But I could be wrong on that one.
For real? Now, let's see if I can pull your stream back up.
Okay. Ooh, this is rather fun. Okay. I need a sphere.
See me scrolling, one finger on a fucking dirty ass screen, dirty ass mobile screen. Are you still streaming?
Yeah, I'm still streaming. Okay, I need a new
Yeah,
layout.
don't say anything revealing about yourself right now.
I have an itchy bollock.
I'm missing a nipple and an eye.
I once fucked a cat.
What?
Sorry, I didn't have a microphone on. Sorry, guys.
Well, see, I actually didn't even make out what you said. It was just a whole bunch of mush mouth.
Want to fuck something. What does he want to fuck though? I'm curious.
Do you want me to enunciate?
Yes, enunciate so that people
Please
can actually
enunciate.
understand you.
I'm shocked and appalled.
I'm shocked and appalled right now, guys. I'm sorry. That was mean.
Yes.
I'm not actually sorry. Just saying that. Yes, I'm an asshole.
Yeah, well, there you go.
What time is it anyway? Oh, 9. Probably got another hour streaming and then that's it. I'm calling it a night. Probably could pick this up at some other time. It's just going to take a shit ton of ages to fucking ink all of this shit.
Where you taking it, Mighty? Private? Where you taking your shit? Private?
Oh,
You better be taking a nice vacation. Treat it well. It may be your last.
Oh, that's where I fucked that up. So it was okay. I really need
Yeah, I've got about an hour myself. Then I'm gonna go to the chicken coops, collect some eggs, and feed the chicken. Then I have to go feed the cows and sheep. Probably throw some lettuce out for the ducks, even though I hate them because they're stupid. Well, you know what an Indian runner duck is?
Nope.
Okay, well they're very flightless, and they always seem to walk in single file. And when you chase them around, oh, my dogs chase them around, they look like amputees running. Like they got no arms or anything. They just run with their back straight up and then as fast as they can. It looks like really fucking stupid.
Is it, where are you about? What's it about again? You're in Australia, aren't you?
No, I'm in Space Oz, mate.
Sorry. Space Oz. So, actually, that would be such a gnarly place to visit.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Baby spiders are in the size of your hand.
Oh, yeah, short dive. Fucking Oz and spiders.
You just don't let them get a hold of the goddamn lighter and the fly spray, because they'll burn you.
Okay, wait, there you go.
Oh, that'd be a good fucking little funny project. A spider holding an aerosol can with a lighter. I'll burn you, cunt.
Oh, I don't. I will actually have to make a little cartoon of that.
Yeah, that'd be fun, right?
Oh, now I've got to do all these tentacles.
You know, the one thing about not having my wife around, she's not hiding my pants. I know where they are. On the floor. Right there.
I don't believe my ex ever hid my pants.
Hid your trousers from me. It happens all the time. She just says, "You're not going to be needing these," and she takes them somewhere, and then next thing you know, a man comes to the bed.
No, she's probably selling them, mate.
That sounds like the plot from Misery.
Joke's on you on Pot Masochist.
She broke your legs, handcuffs you to bed.
Oh, damn fucking pen.
No, I got a spinal injury in Iraq. I shouldn't laugh about that because it really fucking hurts a lot to this day. And I got out of the coma. When was Trump inaugurated?
I don't think he really was.
There was just a whole. There was just this collective screeching that happened at when it happened.
Well, they told him we were in line for KFC, and you had to swear in the Bible to get some.
In line for KFC.
I thought that would have been just his next trip to the fucking tanning salon. Fucking hell.
No, it was in KFC and I slipped on some chicken skin.
Was someone laying on the floor, crying? Is that
me
the chicken skin you're talking about?
No, I don't know. I'm not making any sense.
Oh, I keep getting dragged into things on the Twitterverse, so I'm not paying attention half the time.
So
I got banned.
Yeah.
What did
that might be a benefit to you in the end.
No. I just can't share things that I find funny anymore. I mean, I can't on Facebook, but I don't go on Facebook. So, about the Black Ravens, how would you go about converting them besides just adding a whole bunch of spikes to them, like coming out their wrists and shoulders and shit?
Yeah, dragons, if they are part of the salamanders or actually black dragons, if I remember correctly, they have. Oh wait, give me a second.
I mean, I don't even know their backstory. I just know they look pretty cool. And
Yeah, they have spikes, sort of like great big spikes coming out the front of their fists.
Yeah, it's something about their gene seed
Yeah.
was mucked up or whatever.
Yeah, part of the cursed founding. Mutated osmodula. I can't fucking pronounce that. I don't know what successor chapter they are, but I think they're part of the salamanders.
The Black Dragons?
Yeah, originating from salamanders. But yeah,
I do. Yeah, I do. No, I think the Black Dragons are actually a traitor legion.
no, they are 40k proper legion, not part of the not part of the chaos lot. I don't think.
Then yeah, I think they are. If they are not a traitor legion, like I thought they were, then they're definitely a chapter of the Salamander Legion, because the legions themselves were broken into a bunch of different chapters.
Yeah, they're a normal Astartes chapter. They're not.
Okay.
Yeah, all they've got is just mutation to their gene seed. I think if I remember correctly, they've got the bones, well, basically sharp spikes that come out from their forearms, and a spike that comes out from the middle of their head.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just horny. Yeah.
They're disconnected.
Yeah, they're just horny. Is basically the best I can say. Yeah, that's it. Other than that, they're pretty easy paint scheme. I either go, if depending on the art, you go with the black trim with the gold trim with the black armor, or you just go with black with, or just all over black but with a white dragon motif. Yeah, pretty easy to do if you can actually, and I would assume, I doubt if there's any conversion kits out there, but you might be able to buy the decals, but it's very unlikely.
Yeah.
Well, despite my visual disability, I'm pretty good with converting things, like just using everyday items and whatnot.
Yeah, because all it is,
honestly, it's not really that hard.
Yeah, all it is just a white tribal dragon. That's all it really is.
And if you've got any actual skill with painting, it's not that hard to paint your own decal. Of course, again, this is with the caveat if you're actually good at painting, which I am not.
I consider myself moderate, not expert, that's for sure. Not nowhere near Triaxe.
I am not good at painting.
If you look at if you want to get the horns for it and stuff, there is actually a kit out there. There's two kits. You've got the Citadel basing kit, which comes with bone sprues, basically like skulls and skulls with horns and stuff. So that's where you can probably get the spikes from, and it gives you a few other bits to actually make some decent bases. Or you can actually get the bone sprues separate in a different pack, and I think obviously it's slightly cheaper because it doesn't come with the paints or the sort of like shrubbery stuff.
You said shrubbery.
Another shrubbery.
Well, I can understand why people don't like me, because I clock some bitch in the face and then burn down all the shrubbery.
Why the face? Why not the bollocks?
Because it was a woman.
That means
Oh yeah, he's got a point.
Oh, well, that's when you just hoof them in the front butt.
You just gotta kick a little deeper, huh?
Right. Make sure you dig them toes in.
And don't wear flip-flops.
You might not get that toe back.
Hey, You know what they say, if you let something slide in, you just let it happen. Sorry, I've been around too many.
Nobody's in the chat.
Too many fucking... I thought I'm watching your video.
As in, like, yeah, people commenting in my chat, rather than actually being in my chat.
Oh, well.
Because I don't have the actual details on who's actually in the chat.
Why would I need to type to you when I can just talk to you?
Exactly. I'm just finding if there's people out there that need to be talked to. Ah, dang it.
Sorry, did I interrupt you?
Oh, no. I'm trying to draw some lines here. No, not going down properly.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a photo of one of my last Tyranid paintings. Some giant living cannon thing. I forget the name.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Cryo-effects or something?
I mean, you're talking about a Tyranid, so giant living cannon kind of describes 90% of them.
Yeah.
It's like a Bible, but like 10 times the size.
Yeah, you're talking about the Carnifex.
Nah, it's not a Carnifex. I got one of those as well. Shit. What? Albums or something? Shit.
Cannot get this line right. Oh, no, I do. No, that's fucked. No, that's fucked. That's better.
Oh well, in a wee bit it's time me to start getting on chicken duty.
Yeah, no worries, man. That'll do. Well,
Yeah,
so far, this is what I've come up with.
And now I'm browsing work-related tools. I'm not allowed to buy, though.
No buy the tools. Yeah, so far so good. Let's see if I can get rid of the red layer so you can actually see what I've done. It's not great, but... Actually, it just looks like he's holding a tit in his hand. Oh, let's redo that. Zoom in.
Ooh, that's a nice cart.
There you go. No, needs to be rotated a bit more. And let's zoom in. There you go. No, a bit more. There you go.
Wait. That looks plastic. I don't know if I like that. Well, plastic's lighter than metal, at least. A nice wide base, too.
Triaxe, DMing you a couple of photos. It's just a collection of what's in my patent cabinet, the stuff I've done on my free time. Which is not here, it's at my house. Remember, I'm a parent's farm.
No worries. I will have a look once the stream is done.
Do you have a chat channel that I can drop links into?
Yeah, just drop it anywhere in the. If it's Bacon Reapers, it's just do it in. Just put it in the Minecraft chat. I will.
Sure. Nobody's in there. Nobody looks there.
Oh wait, let me have a look. Wait. Let me just make a chat channel. There you go. Just did.
Damn, I already put something in the Minecraft channel, but
no
I'll
worries.
repost it.
Yeah, no worries, man.
So that's what I'm looking at right now.
Minecraft. Oh, ooh. See, I'd like.
It actually looks like it's a decent size too. It's not very expensive, and it looks like you can get more pieces to it.
Looks modular, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm looking for stuff for my my work truck.
Oh, at least it has brakes on it as well, so it won't go rolling about.
Well, I wouldn't actually put the wheels onto it. And it looks like the base, it comes off the base. The base is like a separate attachment.
So I'd like.
So if you look on the sides, you see those red clip-looking things. At the bottom, it looks like the base is attached with one of those as well. So that looks like something I can do with. It's not very tall, so go in the. I could actually stack it up into the service truck. I do HVAC for a living, so I'm always.
Not to belay a point, boys, but I think I might be missing a few permissions here because I can't see anything. I see a Minecraft something, but every time I click on it, oh wait, there we go. Now I got it. Well, shut my mouth.
I fucked that hand up. My absolute fucking nemesis hands. Ugh.
So you're saying you fuck hands?
Yeah. Well,
sounds
we're all
accurate.
teenagers at one point, right?
Well, even as adults.
I actually forgot how to masturbate, and I don't even know what porn I'm into anymore. No, I'm not joking. That's not a joke. It's dead
No,
serious.
I'm laughing because I've actually been in that position. I just don't have time. It's like,
Well, I got a
man,
little bit of a
masturbation.
different
Who's got
story.
time for that? Or the privacy?
Right? But different story for me. Different case.
Uh,
I have someone else to do it for me, if you know what I mean.
well, I do too, but sometimes you just got to get something out.
No, we're trying to get pregnant.
Is that why you're going down to the chicken coop?
Yeah, a bit, actually.
I just
That's
got the
also
image
not a
of,
joke. I have to go down to the chicken coop and collect eggs.
actually,
Yeah.
I just got an image of the chicken lover from
It fits
South
so
Park.
well with the conversation.
Well, the
I'm actually going to
sad
put
thing
this.
is-
I'm actually going to put this in my list of things to look at later.
The sad thing about the whole joke is that she's 4.8 hours away from me right now in my house.
Hmm.
So, yeah, ain't no babies happening just yet. But we've only been married less than a year. We were August 22nd last year.
My wife and I have been married for a little over 3 years now.
Oh,
Never
congratulations.
been in a position where bringing kids into the picture was a smart idea. That's going to change soon, hopefully.
Yeah, 12 years for me.
Wish you the best of luck, mate.
Thank fucking
Now, tell me,
divorced.
how do you deal with the terrifying realization?
Yeah.
Because I'd rather go back to the Middle East, please. Life was so simple there. I'm not joking, it was easy.
Oh, I
Just
believe
follow
you.
orders within reason.
So just thank fucking
I mean, sure, it
divorce.
was hard during the day, but it was a nice, cool night to sleep in, and, you know, as long as your mates didn't fuck with you, you're fine.
Hmm.
Okay,
Unless you get shot at some more or hit by an IED.
gee, I'm going to call it
Which
a
I
night
should
because...
not joke about, because
I-
I was a part of that situation. Fine.
Zero this.
What were you saying there?
I'm going to call it a night, I think, on this one because I don't think I can do any more to this picture without fucking it up.
Nah, it looks fine, mate. Just keep doing what you do. What you do best. Playing with your hands.
And his mushroom.
Yeah, leave my mushroom out of this.
Is it because it has spots on it?
Well, we hadn't thought of that, but you could have a valid point there.
Oh dear. Well, when you're done wrapping up the screen, you let me know what you think about my little glass cabinet of several dozen different models, and then I'll piss off myself and get these chicken stuff over another thing.
Oh, I hate the zoom on this fucking.
Did you say we're going to stuff his chickens?
I'm gonna deal with the chickens, mate.
All right.
I'm gonna go collect the eggs and feed them.
I thought you said you're going to stuff them.
Okay,
No,
save as.
I don't know what I said anymore. I'm too fucking high. You're putting words in my head.
On save to desktop. Okay, yep, that's all good. And that's it. I'm closing down the stream. And good night, people.
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Go fuck yourselves.